So Callum Smith knocks out George Groves in the 7th round. This was a real close nitty gritty fight. I had George Groves slightly ahead going into the 7th round, but from the opening bell, you could tell there was just something missing from George Groves. The sharpness that was there in that Eubank Jr. fight wasn't there today. And Callum Smith, I've never really been massively keen on Callum Smith as a fighter. He's good at what he does, but I've never seen him as being, a world beater or anything like that. He surprised me. He was disciplined. He kept it at distance. He kept it at range. The size difference was, I didn't expect the size difference to be that big. I know Callum Smith is a huge super middleweight, but I didn't expect it to be that big. The one thing I would say is that George Groves looked good at landing the jab. He was landing the jab over Callum Smith quite frequently, and he was rocking Callum Smith's head back. But Callum Smith, to his credit, was staying calm the whole time. He was picking his shots very well. And when George Groves was counter-punching, or, on the back foot, trying to get the hooks in, he was doing a good job at riding the shots. The few times he was kind of clipped, didn't really seem to affect him. He was taking some good body shots as well, but he was tucking up very well. So Callum Smith's tactics were spot on. And George Groves, from the opening bell, he just didn't look right. There was just something off-putting about him. I couldn't describe it. He just didn't look as sharp as he'd done in the last few fights. Maybe just the wear and tear on his body. Maybe he's just had enough. He's obviously got a massive amount of money for the super middleweight series. Between the Eubank Jr. fight and the Jamie Cox fight, maybe the hunger wasn't there, because he got hot with a left hook in the 7th round. Excuse me. And I believe he went down. Well, he would go down, but I don't think he was as badly hurt as he was, because I could see him as he was getting up. He just started nodding the head as if to say, "No, I don't want any more." And that was that. And the referee, Lewis Pabon, counted to 10. And we have a new WBA super middleweight champion of the world, Ring Magazine champion, and the winner of the World Boxing Super Series. Me personally, when this series was announced, super middleweight, I said it would be either George Groves or Chris Eubank Jr. I did not see Callum Smith winning this, but boy was I proven wrong. Callum Smith, he's proved me wrong. Definitely, he boxed brilliantly in the fight. I had George Groves slightly ahead, but it was a very close fight. If you have Callum Smith ahead by the time of the stoppage, I wouldn't have really been complaining. It was that kind of fight. It was what you preferred, but definitely Callum Smith was the more relaxed. He was the sharper of the two. And yeah, he just did what he had to do. He took George Groves out, and that's it. New super middleweight champion of the world. So congratulations to Callum Smith. Be interesting to see what he does now, because there's fights out there for Callum Smith. I would not be surprised if they try and make a Eubank Jr. fight. I also wouldn't be surprised if he moves up to light heavyweight, because he is a huge, I couldn't believe the size difference. He is a huge super middleweight. I already knew he was a big super middleweight before, but when you see him next to George Groves, who's also a big super middleweight, you realise this guy is massive. So yeah, good fight. Those are my thoughts. Leave yours down below.